Back in 1980, the average price of a home was $62,748. Fast forward to the end of 2021, we are now trading at $719,000 for residential homes and $419,000 for condominium homes. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at the 40-year history and see how these home prices have increased and what we can expect. Stick around. Now, just to get a couple of things out of the way, the average price includes all types of properties, including residential and condominium. So these numbers are an average of those. These numbers were released by the Ottawa Real Estate Board. As mentioned, they include residential and condominium. Funny enough, they go back to 1956, and as you can see, the average sold price was $13,351. Now, for this video, we're going to start at 1980, giving you exactly a 40-year history. And as you can see, we start off at $62,748. So on the left is the year, in the middle is the average sold price for that year, and on the right is the percent change. And by percent change, what that means is the appreciation from the year before. So in this case, 1980, the prices appreciated 1.4% from the following year. So as we scroll down, as you can see, the numbers start to obviously increase. 5 years go by, we're now trading at around 107,000. That's a 5.1 increase. The year before had 18.4%, which is huge. As we get into the early 90s, we're already seeing 141,000 as the average price, and that is about a 2.9% increase year over year. Now, something that I wanted to mention, the only history in the last 40 years where we see a negative increase or a negative percent change was in the early to mid 90s. What is the reason for this negative increase for a couple of years? Canada's last housing bust happened during the early 90s recession, when Canada was facing low commodity prices, a large national debt and deficit that was weakening the value of the Canadian dollar, the possibility of Quebec independence, and a recession in Canada's main trading partner, the US. Average house prices adjusted for inflation declined continuously, specifically in Toronto, but Ottawa got a hit of it as well. Not too much damage, but as you can see after this, it's all appreciation. So as of 1997, the average trading price is $143,000, and we're going straight positive appreciation year over year. As we get into the early 2000s, the average trading price is $159,000. We get into 2010, it's $327,000 with a 7.7% increase. And as you can see on the right-hand side, like I said, it's just positive appreciation all the way down. 2020, the average sold price was $529,000, and that was a 19.9%. And 2021 finished with a strong year with 24.5 appreciation from the previous year. So we are looking really good in Ottawa. So now that we know that the prices have pretty much been increasing year over year, let's ask the important question of why are they increasing and what supports this? Let's talk about three key indicators for the price increase. Number one, mortgage rates. At historic low rates, the cost of borrowing money is low, giving consumers an opportunity to invest. The lower the rates, the higher the qualification level and their maximum budget. If rates increase, we still have something called the stress test, where buyers are qualified at a much higher rate to be able to afford buying a home. Number two, immigration. The Liberal government put in a plan for the next 4 years to allow up to 400,000 immigrants to enter Canada every year, most of them coming to Ontario. So now we're looking at population growth, and that's no secret. But one thing the government doesn't typically address is the housing shortage or lack of inventory. This is where supply and demand come in. We've been in a seller's market for the last 25 years, and the numbers that I just showed you support this. And finally, number three, probably the biggest argument that I hear from consumers is, hey, Andre, the prices can't keep going up because the average income isn't growing every year. Now, as much as I agree with this argument, you need to understand that we have something called equity redistribution. The current market is dominated by baby boomers, and they own most properties mortgage-free. When they bought their homes for $100,000 back in the day, these homes are now worth almost 10 times as much. So what are they doing? They're pulling out the equity to help their children afford a down payment on a home. There is now extra money that is being distributed and thus giving buyers an opportunity to get into the market. Remember, it's not just salary that gets you pre-qualified, it's also how much down payment or cash you have to put towards the property. Okay, guys, there you have it. That was a 40-year history of the average home prices here in Ottawa. I would love to hear your comments on this and where you think the prices will go in the next 5 years. If you'd like more info or any area in Ottawa, or simply just curious to know what your home might be worth, just hit me up. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.